Okay, so we're getting a lot of messages very quick. And the first one is, right now I'm squinting and I can't see because of the sun. And what I'm hearing is that what's coming in for you is so bright and so beautiful. And that's why you don't have clarity of it now, because the incoming brightness, the incoming goodness is so big. You have to squint your eyes. Like your physical body is not ready for this. And that's why you feel unsure or unclear about what the next step is because it's an overwhelming positivity to where you're having to close your eyes. It's so bright and beautiful, which is so like, oh, I don't know, it's as bright as your future or whatever that little saying is. It's really cute. And I'm also hearing, do not forget your first love. And this is showing up in a lot of different ways for this collective. Maybe it genuinely has to do with your very first romantic love. And if it is that, I'm hearing that it's something to do with, like, there's some sort of pattern you're supposed to recognize, or some sort of healing or completion or closure that you need from that first love, or just, yeah, connect the dots between what it is about them and what it is about who's showing up in your life currently is what I'm hearing. Because there's some sort of pattern you're supposed to reflect and figure it out. There's like I'm like getting the escape room energy, like figuring something out with this pattern with your loves that you've had throughout your life. And maybe it's one, maybe it's two, maybe it's been 20, maybe you're a total lover girl and have been in love many times, but there's some sort of pattern you're supposed to recognize because there's some sort of healing work that you need to do that's going to bring this big, bright, beautiful love in. I'm also hearing remember your first love when it comes to your passions. There's something from early childhood, some sort of spark, some sort of inspiration, some sort of vision of your future, of who you wanted to be when you grew up, that you're supposed to remember at this time. It's something, yeah, remember your first love. Like, what was the first hobby that you became obsessed with? What was the first... because I keep picking up on intellectuals, and maybe that's just because I'm a Gemini and you kind of like attract what you are. So I love researching, I love learning, and there's something like about your first love being a hobby or a passion project, or your first time you like delved into a topic, like a topic you became obsessed with for the first time. And because of Scorpio season, and with this being Halloween, there is a big reclamation of your magical powers and your psychic abilities and your identity as a witchy being. And of course, with that comes feelings of persecution and owning how, like, kind of owning it. Owning the fact that people are maybe spooked by you a little bit. Maybe they don't fully understand. Maybe you're a bit of a dark horse. And owning that. And the scene that was coming to my mind was in Harry Potter when Seamus, it's in the very first movie, Seamus is talking about his parents, and he says, Dad's a muggle, Mum's a witch. Bit of a nasty shock when he found out. And there's something here about, I always would be so irritated by that, because I'm like, why didn't she, like, I feel like there's something almost disgraceful about not telling someone close to you, especially like a lover, about your witchiness or that you're magic. And obviously there's a time and a place we want to keep ourselves safe, but not caring so much if we make other people uncomfortable. If our magic makes someone uncomfortable, that's none of our business. And people deserve the chance to embrace you for all that you are. And another thing I was hearing is you're not unmasking, you're unleashing. You're not unmasking, you're unleashing. You're unleashing this the shadow part of yourself, this divine feminine, and the divine feminine is the darkness. It is, I mean, we have the moon and we have the sun, and the sun is, you know, the warmth and the light. That's the masculine, that's fire. And then the divine feminine is just chaos and black holes and like these parts of nature that are a little bit spooky. It's spooky because it's the unknown, it's the unseen realms, it's the hidden, it's the mystery, it's the shadow. The other thing and this, again, this is just Scorpio season. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is actually Hades. And it comes from, like, one of Hades' names is Pluton. And I was getting the depiction of Hades in the Hercules Disney movie. And there's something, like, obviously he's spooky and he's the villain and he's the bad guy, but there's something flamboyant about his expression in that movie. And there's something flamboyant about your expression of your magic. Something, like, your authenticity, your bigness is kind of, like, dramatic. Like, you're a little bit of a diva. You're, like, how your dark side shows up is flamboyant. Like, flamboyantly dark, flamboyantly powerful, flamboyantly, yeah, like, not being so, who cares if someone's spooked by you there. And there's also, with it being Scorpio season, and the reason why Scorpio is so deeply tied to sex is because Scorpio is tied to Pluto, tied to Hades, tied to the 8th house, and it comes with the taboo, so the things we're afraid to talk about. And humans are so afraid of their sensuality, of their sexuality. That's why it's like a taboo thing, and that's why it's tied to Scorpio. And there's something about, like, you tapping into the fact that you are a little bit spooky, like, being a magical being. Of course you're gonna scare people sometimes, and there's something about you not caring that's going to be really attractive. Actually, people might be confused, they might feel a little bit scared, but there's something really attractive about the energy you're owning up to. Like, and maybe that's, you didn't see yourself as a super hot person before. You're like, who, me? And now you're starting to, like, it's because you were scared of the part of you that scares people, but now that you're unleashing that part, people are going to be really drawn to you. Like, it's going to ignite your magnetism in a way that you never have before. And it's kind of like, maybe you started thinking that there was something wrong with you. You weren't, like, maybe you thought you weren't beautiful, or you thought you were ugly, but it really was just, there's a part of you that's you're a witch, so you're a little bit spooky. And you were trying so hard to make other people comfortable, but the uncomfortability people feel around you is kind of what turns them on about you, if that makes sense. Like, that's the part that draws them in and makes them curious. And maybe at first it can be a little like, ooh, like, they might pull back a little bit, but the curiosity will keep them coming for more. Wow, okay. That really went in a direction I wasn't expecting. I was picking, like, there's a big, I mean, with Scorpio season, I knew this message was supposed to be about those sorts of things, especially the unleashing part. And I mean, I think about all the dark goddesses when religion came into power and people no longer were practicing as heavily their ancestral magic and their, earth magic, and they transitioned more from individual practice into collective practice in religion. Those goddesses, those dark goddesses were, and even today we still speak of them as demons, when really they were just powerful feminine beings. And again, we were talking about with the feminine, it is a little bit dark. And so they got painted as demons. So I'm even hearing you were never meant to conquer your demons. You were supposed to unleash them. Very powerful collective for sure. Yeah, super witchy. Ooh, okay, we have, I think this is just speaking to the unseen and those, like, dark side of the moon is what I'm hearing. I keep getting Mulan. Like, I don't know what's with that, but dark side of the moon. Okay. Oh, okay. So we do, wow. We have the Devil, Ace of Swords, and 5 of Cups. And this collective has an emotional depth to them, and that is part of what scares people about you as well. You feel things so deeply and so intensely, and your capacity for feeling, you feel like it's not just good emotions, but if you're going to feel the positive emotions as intensely and as deeply as you do, then you're also going to feel the dark emotions, things like hatred, things like rage, things like obsession, things like, like lust, and you're going to feel all the emotions. You're not just going to feel one of them, because you just are a feeling being, and there's no necessarily right or wrong emotions to feel, but in the world we live in, we do demonize certain feelings and emotions. And I see like that's part of you unleashing this demon within, is you embracing the fact that you have this superpower to feel and to even experience the pain of the world and the suffering of the world. And other people maybe who don't feel as intensely, they can do things like turn a blind eye, they can step into the whole concept of ignorance is bliss, and they can really enjoy that bliss. But you do not have it in you to turn a blind eye, because you feel the suffering of the people around you so strongly. Wow. And that it almost is like when people see you, they see this self-righteousness, and it's not something that you're not a self-righteous person. Like you can't help, especially with this Five of Cups, you cannot help it. You cannot help it. You can't help the way the situations and the messed up things that happen within life, you cannot help the way that they impact you. But because other people don't have, and that's the thing, is like, maybe you look at them and you're like, it seems like they have some sort of strength to ignore something, like they have maybe more willpower to not let it get the best of them, but really it's you that has the gift. You have the gift of feeling. They're the ones who cannot feel as deeply. They're the ones who cannot see what you see. So in a way, they've demonized you because they don't understand you. They don't understand your gifts. And you've taken that on, you've internalized there, and especially you're intuitive, so you can feel the thoughts and ideas the people around you have about you, and it's impacted your self-concept and who you believe you are, even though those were not true. Those were their own insecurities, because they saw a gift that they did not have, and since they did not have it, they had to say what you had was wrong. But really, in some ways, if anything, they are more this, because turning a blind eye is a really yucky thing to do. It's a very selfish thing to do. So in a lot of ways, they projected this onto you, and you took it on when it was really them. Like their own insecurities, their own lack of almost substance. And there's the people in your life, the people who get close to you, get to experience the full extent of the benefits of this gift, because you're able to sit with them in the hard stuff. And the thing is people who cannot sit in the darkness, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot, because no matter your whatever standing you have within this life, no matter your class, no matter your circumstances, life can be hard sometimes. Life is not linear. It goes up and it goes down. Even the most privileged people in the world go through hard times. We all experience things like death. Like there's some things in life that really suck and we can't avoid it. And those people who always turn a blind eye, unfortunately, when their time comes around to face a hardship, they do the same thing to themselves. And they end up hurting themselves because they block and they push all these heavy emotions down, and those get trapped within their body and within their energetic field. And now they're blocked in a way that you could never be blocked. And that's the thing about the unleashing. There's a certain level of power that comes with this card. In a lot of ways, this is one of my favorite cards, because when it comes out in a positive way, in a positive reading, it's all about owning who you are and not feeling shame, not feeling guilt, stepping into all that you are with none of the weight that comes from seeing things as good or bad. Like everything just is, and there's no sort of judgment or you're not applying some meaning to the things that happen in your life. And that's really, that's true meditation. That's true Zen, being in a place where you can see things as neither good nor bad, even if it's something that other people would deem evil. That's a true power. And that's you, because you are unleashing this, you're getting to a place where you're completely unblocked. Like the Ace of Swords is completely clear, clean energy. And even with air, there's almost this like mysticism to it because it's unseen. Again, we're talking about the unseen things. Like, you can't see the air you breathe, but you can feel it. And that's something, you know, I traveled Europe for 7 months, and since being home, I feel like the air quality is different. And that's sometimes you have to see the contrast to be able to see how good it feels to be unblocked. And maybe you were very blocked for a very long time, and recently you've uncrossed yourself, you've unblocked yourself, and now you feel like, wow, this air that I'm breathing is so clean, my lungs are so happy, I'm at peace, my shoulders are relaxed. Like, you can really feel the contrast in this newness. And the other thing is, people see it too, and they're triggered by it. They see how unblocked and unjaded and uncrossed you are, and it triggers the fact that they're super blocked. And they're blocked because of their own doing, because they don't have the capacity to feel that you do, and because they choose to turn a blind eye on other people's suffering. It's coming back to bite them in the booty. Like, this is what they get. And they're seeing you, and they're seeing this. Yeah, and the other thing about being in this clear, clean space within yourself, your aura, like, there's nothing clouding it. There's no murkiness, there's no holes, there's no patches. This makes you a magnet. This makes clear space for all that is to come in. And that's, people are upset. They are mad that you are about to unlock so many blessings because you've done the work to be this clear vessel for goodness to come into. And yeah, part of it was owning those yucky parts of yourself, maybe. But you have a lot of blessings and goodness that are finally making their way to you because of how clean and clear you are. You're a hollow, I don't know if you know the concept of a hollow bone. It's a shamanic concept, but to be a true divinatory witch, okay, like, I can't, like, someone who practices divination, to do that in a proper way, you have to be a hollow bone. Like, you have to be a clear vessel for God, the universe, and spirit to speak through. And that's like, you are this conduit for something really good in your life. Wow. Okay. And I think I'm like, also, they're just jealous. Like, at the end of the day, they're just jealous of what you've got going on because it's so bright and beautiful, like we were talking about in the beginning. Let's see what else comes out. Ooh. Okay. That's so funny that we got the devil. When I saw that, and it was the first one I flipped over to, I was like, I could have predicted that card coming out with things we were talking about. Okay. Wow. Okay. If you did not watch my previous message about, the title is something like The Verdict is In, make sure you go back and watch that, because we're talking about the idea of judgment and how if the judge is an unbiased judge, that's one thing. But in a lot of ways, the people who are judging you are not unbiased. They're not a proper judge. They're not a good fit to cast judgment. And I'm hearing, like, any of you that cast judgment, like, remove the plank from that Bible concept. Like, he who casts the first stone, the people who have been judging you they have no rights. They're like, what are your qualifications? Why do you think you have any authority to speak on me or my life when you have no idea the levels of suffering I have vanquished and rose above. You have no idea. So you have no authority to speak on me, my life, my decisions. And also, you are so biased and have so many of your own issues and problems and traumas. You are not a clear channel to make a decision about me. It's like, kind of worry about yourself. Worry about what you got going on, because it doesn't look like much. and then we can talk. Once you can get to the level I'm at, once you can get into this clear Ace of Swords energy, maybe we can have a conversation. But until then, I'm gonna be the judge of my own life. Okay? I'm gonna make the decisions for me, and my spirit team can chime in, but I'm the judge here. I'm the one calling the shots, and I've decided that what I say goes. And if people don't understand it, that's their own problem. Ooh. We have both the 7 and the 8 of Pentacles. And I mean, there is a very clear hard work that you have put in. Like, it takes a lot to be the person that you are today. And this is you. You've worked very, very hard. I do say that you will have to continue to work. Like, this is not a one and done sort of situation. It's kind of like, I think sometimes we get into this idea that we like say one prayer and it's over, but our lives are walking prayers. And you can't get into this. Like, I want you to look at how far you've come, who you were 5 years ago, who you were 10 years ago. You're constantly growing, and you have a lot to be proud of, but you're not done. So if you're looking at the situation you're in now and you're not happy with where you are, know that you're not finished. Like, you're not even close to the end of your road, okay? Like, there's so much more in store for you, and keep doing what you're doing, because I see whatever you're doing, like, it's you're growing through the pentacles, the suit of pentacles. You're mastering the physical world. Ooh. Like, I almost feel like this is your last incarnation on earth. Like, next evolution you're going to be oh my gosh, there's a spider too. Divine feminine. I'm telling you, dark divine feminine. Eat those men in your life. Be a man eater, girl. Yes. And also, you're weaving your own webs. You're calling in this new life for yourself because of all the shadow work you've been doing. Continue doing the shadow work. Continue doing the internal work. This is a lifelong journey. And you have mastered a lot. You should be proud of yourself, but there's so much more on the other side for you. And that's, yeah. Let's see if we have anything else. Oh, what is he? The moon. Yeah, that's... I'm getting Finding Nemo and the Just Keep Swimming. And also when Marlin was yelling at Nemo, like, you think you can do these things, but you just can't. But I was hearing, like, you think this is it, but it's just not. Like, there's so much more. Yeah, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. And that's like I think in some ways you might think that you have some of the answers because you are so psychic, but know that you're still kind of in the moon. The sun has not came in yet. If the sun had came in, you would know. Like, if this was your moment, it would be very obvious and you wouldn't be wondering, like, is this it? Is this it? Is this what's meant for me? You wouldn't be asking any questions. It would come, like, the sun comes in with full clarity, even if you have to squint a little bit to see it. Yeah. If you're questioning whether or not something is for you, it is not for you. If you have questions, if you need to make a pros and cons list, if you have any sort of doubt, it's not for you. Okay, a little bit of doubt is okay, especially if you're doing something really big. But if there's like some sort of opportunity and you're like, should I do this? But you're not excited about it, probably not for you. You're probably not meant to do that thing. I do want to take this little break that we have to let you know, if you're here for the first time, I'm so excited. I'm so happy the algorithm is doing its magic and brought you to me. I hope this is resonating and making you feel inspired and encouraged and empowered to unleash yourself on this world. I'm even getting like Pandora's box. If it resonates, you can help me out, unleash me to the world by like commenting and subscribing. Also, I do work with clients one-on-one, overcoming issues that you're facing. Sometimes you need like just a little someone in your corner to support you and help you find the clarity when you can't find it yourself. You can book with me in the description box. It's stan.store /AvaAlanna. I use tools like tarot and astrology to shift timelines to help you achieve all your dreams and goals, the biggest visions that you have. Okay, now let's see what this card is. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is coming up a lot. And I mean, we were just in my little shameless self-plug, we were talking about timeline jumping or shifting energy. And this is something like unleashing yourself is almost the final step to escape to the new reality. Like, oh my gosh, I hate this because to me, I think it's a very corny concept, but it's like breaking out of the matrix. Like, the last little thing you have to do to break through is, oh my gosh, and I'm also getting, I love Hunger Games, and you can make fun of me for it as much as you like, but I'm obsessed with Hunger Games, and I'm getting, I don't remember which one it was, but the one where all the competitors are previous winners, and Katniss, like, shoots her arrow into the force field and breaks the arena, and that's unleashing yourself. And also, like, Katniss had to decide to be, in that moment, it was all leading up to that, she's like, oh, I don't know, like, kind of wanting almost to, she was fighting her destiny. And maybe, like, there's some sort of decision, and it's an action that you're taking, and this action is like a proclamation of a decision to say yes to your destiny, and to say yes to whatever comes with that. Like, Katniss had to be a criminal. She had to literally become a criminal and do the thing that was not right or not lawful to get herself to her destiny. And that's like you unleashing yourself, unleashing your shadow is getting you to the breakthrough to escape, to break out of the arena, to make your own rules. Oh, I just see Four of Wands. And I'm getting Six of Wands too, even though I'm not seeing it. So I feel like this is the end of the message. Again, like, comment, subscribe. I love you for watching. Thank you for being here. Happy Halloween and happy Scorpio season. Can't wait to see the demon that you are. Talk to you later.